Hey guys, I'm from DIY Projects, and today I'm going to be reviewing the INSE S9 vacuum, or in this case, the UMLO. In this video, I'm going to be doing an unboxing of the vacuum, go over what it comes with, the features of it, show some vacuuming parts, and then the conclusion on the vacuum. So first, I'll show you guys the unboxing of the vacuum and some of the issues that I ran into. So this just came in the mail. Here, you can kind of hear it moving around, so I don't know what's going on in there. So we're gonna open it up and check for damages, and we will see. And the web link. But I do not see a charger for the battery. It didn't come with a wall outlet for the charger.
The next day.
Well, I was doing some testing for the video and it looks like we have an issue. EE, and the brush head is not moving. And the lights aren't lighting up, and I don't know if it's an electrical connection or what, but I figured out the issue. So these pins are supposed to be all the same level. See how it moves up and down? Just like that. But this one, it's all the way down there. So the issue is that this middle pin is not making contact with the bin, which carries the power all the way down to the brush head. So now we should be all set to get started. So as you guys saw in the unboxing, it didn't come with a charger, but after contacting the INSE support team, they sent me a charger right away. Very happy with the outcome of the situation, despite me having to wait longer for everything to come. I'm going to show you guys the strength of the suction and the brush on carpet and hard floor as well. So the main part is the vacuum itself. So this comes with the internal 6 cyclone vacuum, secondary cyclone, the 1 primary cyclone vacuum, and then inside there's a HEPA filter in there, and this part of it is digital, and then there's 2 buttons on it. This trigger part is what turns it on and off. You just press it once to turn it on, press it once to turn it off. This button over here is what controls the modes. So upon turning it on, it starts in auto mode, which apparently it can determine how much dirt is coming into it and adjusts the power accordingly, which is pretty cool. Otherwise, if you press it once, it goes low, press it again, it goes medium, press it again, it goes high, and then press it again, it goes back to auto. The next thing that it comes with is this little extension piece right here. It hooks right into the vacuum. And then what I really like is that right now it's flush, but upon pressing up this part, now you get brushes, which is pretty easy to switch between. So you could go from flat to brushes, really easy, and it seems like pretty decent build quality. So the next part that was given is this longer guy right here. So all you have to do is unhook that guy, put this one in, and it's pretty nice. One nice feature, a small feature but nice about this, is that, so it is flat, but if it gets stuck sucking something, there are holes on the side, on both sides, to prevent the motor from stalling out. So I thought that was really good attention to detail on their part for design. So another piece that's included is this extension piece right here, which is one of my favorite pieces actually. So on the vacuum itself, it has, I don't know if you can see, but it has these 3 wires, it looks like, or maybe 2 wires separated, and that's what powers the brush head at the other end, which is really nice. I like that feature a lot. And what this extension part does is it takes those wires, so you can see 2 wires right here, it takes those wires all the way through the extension part so that you can use the brush roll anywhere from, so you can use it directly in the vacuum or you can use it with the extension. And this extension part, what it does is it expands or it contracts very nicely. So it's locked in, all you have to do is hold down or up this part, and then it's able to go down or up. So this part is what locks it in. So it's actually pretty nice build quality. I really like it. So what I was meaning before is this is the brush roll right here. So this part can hook, well, it goes usually along the floor, right, as normal. It can hook either directly to the vacuum or it can hook on this extension part. So I can show you how it connects right here. So you take these two parts, you put it in. It is kind of a difficult piece to get in, but make sure it's together, locked in, and then on the other part, you take your vacuum and then you lock that part in, and then it's all one big unit, just like that. And then, of course, as I showed before, you can extend it, so now it's longer. And one nice thing about this part is that it came with two brush rolls, right? So this one is a V brush roll. So as it's spinning, it collects stuff from either side and it directs it inwards where the vacuum will actually be sucking up. So as this spins, right, it's gonna collect the dirt and dust from carpet specifically. Obviously you can use it on hardwood, but this is mainly meant for carpet. It collects it into the center part, which is actually where the vacuum sucks it up through. And additionally, there's 4 LEDs for illumination of the floor and other spaces that you're going to be vacuuming. So it's pretty easy to clean this brush roll or take it out and switch it out for a hardwood one. And what you do is there's a little tab right here, and you just push down on the tab on, there's both sides, right? There's a tab right here and then here. So you hold it, push it down, and then you just pull it out. So it comes out pretty easily, just like that. And one thing I really like about the vacuum, like I mentioned before, was that there is a motor in here. So it uses the power from the vacuum via these 2 prongs. The voltage goes up the extension part, and then it illuminates, and it has a motor right here. So a lot of the cheap ones that you see don't actually have a motor in this, and the only way that this spins is from the suction, a little turbine from the suction, right? So this actually is using a motorized brush roll, which is really nice. And it's pretty easy to clean. Once you take out the brush, you can get all the stuff out if you need to. So now I'm going to show you guys the hardwood brush that it comes with. So it's right here, and it looks pretty, it's like a mesh kind of softer fabric so that it doesn't scratch your hardwood floors. So like before, to put it in, all you do is slide it in, and then you align the tabs, and then it snaps right in. That's it. It's pretty easy. And then once you power on the vacuum, it'll be rotating. So I'll show you guys right now on how it can rotate when I get the vacuum part right here. So just to show you guys that this motor head is actually powered by the battery right here. It does look kind of funky when you're using it without the extension, but it's actually kind of cool. So I'm going to turn it on. You'll see the LEDs. And now I'm going to flip it up so you guys can see it rolling. So it's actually pretty cool in my opinion. The motor actually, it looks like it has a little fan on it to cool it down potentially, because there are little holes in the back part of this. So it looks to be pretty well designed, and I'm pretty happy with the whole brush roll of it. It'll definitely come in some good use. It has wheels on it, so it goes right along the floor, right against it, and then it has these little wheels on top here so that it doesn't scrape against the floor. There is a little bit of mesh kind of fabric here just to clean up everything a little bit better. So some other small stuff that I came with is this part. This is meant to stick on the wall. There is 3M tape which they included, which was pretty nice. So it sticks on the wall. It holds up your vacuum. I personally am not going to be using it right now. I might potentially show you guys how everything stacks up on it just for showing it. It does come with screws and these little drywall plastic things, so that's actually pretty nice. The other thing, it did come with a new HEPA filter, despite there being a used HEPA filter in the vacuum itself, which is fine. I might use the used one for now, switch it out later, but this one is definitely new. And this little piece right here is used for cleaning out the brush roll. So this little piece is used for what they're telling us to use it for, is cleaning out this HEPA filter like this. And then the other piece, this part right here, probably can't see it very well in the video, but it's a little hook with a, what seems to be a razor blade on the end of it right here. And what they want you to do to clean out the brush roll is to take this little hook right here with the V brush roll. So they want you to take this tool with this little cutter thing with the V brush roll. If there is any hair that gets caught in here, all you do is go right up against this brush roll, and then it grabs the hair and then it cuts it. So it makes it really easy to clean it out rather than having to go get scissors and then the scissors don't fit, you know. This is a little hook, grabs the hair, it hooks it, and then it cleans it out really good. Perhaps you could use this part as a little brush too, but that's about it for this little tool. So in all, I'm happy with the pieces that I received, but let's see how it actually works. So for testing purposes, I have 4 test lines here. On the left, we have dog fur that my dog graciously donated to us for this testing purposes. We have multicolor cereal. We have rice right here. And then we have stuffing from a stuffed animal from our dog. So I'm going to do the vacuum on auto mode just so we can see how it actually adjusts to the incoming dirt and debris and see if it turns up the low, medium, high mode. So let's get started. It looks like all of the dog hair is in there. The flow did adjust higher when it was sucking up the dog hair and then turned down shortly after, so it seems to be doing pretty good. For testing purposes, I'm going to dump this out so we can start with the next line. And we'll do a shake test. So nothing comes out, so that means all of the cereal is now in the vacuum. As you can see here, it did it all within one pass, which is pretty impressive for a small battery operated vacuum. So now, as before, I'm going to empty this and we'll start with the rice. Shake test again. So none of it's actually in the vacuum head itself. It's all right here. Did a pretty good job. Again, on the first pass, there was only a couple pieces that it didn't get sucked up because I think it was too far to the side. Did pretty good. Next is the fluff. So it was able to get all the fluff, if you guys can see right here, and basically it's for some of the larger ones it was just pushing it forward, so I kind of had to do it quicker. It did push quite a few of them forward just because the brush head right here has a smaller opening area right here, so not all the large objects can actually get into this part right here. So just something to note if you're planning on vacuuming something large. So obviously the cereal and rice was okay, but something like a little fluff ball, if you go a little bit faster at it, might be able to get it better. So here we have the cardwood. I'm going to continue using the V brush roll just for testing purposes because I believe for the larger particles, that's what's going to be able to get it. I will use the smaller one that's meant for this afterwards, just for possibly rice, just to try it out. But I'll do on auto again, and then let's get started. So it's already quite obvious that the vacuum it just doesn't have enough clearance to get this stuff on the hardwood floor. On the carpet, it was able to push it down, and because of friction, it could have grabbed it. But I'm gonna see if I can flatten this stuff down and we'll be able to maybe get it. So let's try again with that. So it's not looking too good, it's just pushing it along. So I'm just gonna call that an L and just move on. So we'll move on to the rice and the cereal, which I have mounded up right here just to show and see how much it can actually get height-wise. Now I will say I am pretty impressed with that. It did a fantastic job at getting the cereal and rice off the floor despite the large mound of it. It switched to the high mode pretty quickly and it was able to get all that stuff off. So it's pretty good. I'll try it again with this stuff, with the brush that's meant for hardwood floor. I just don't think it's going to be able to keep up with this V brush because the V brush is what really gets it in the center and sucked up. The other one I think would be primarily meant for dusting and whatnot, but we'll see. Alright, so I've switched out to the hardwood floor / flat floor brush, and we'll see how this does. I don't think it's going to do as well, but we will see. I'm going to be doing it on auto just like last time. Well, I guess I stand corrected, so it was able to suck up everything pretty darn easily. It did switch to the high output mode, which handled it pretty well, so I'm pretty happy about the outcomes of these tests. I'm going to try, the only other thing I'm going to try is dirt, because I know dirt contains a lot smaller particles. Alright, so we got some dry dirt right here on the hard floor. I'm going to be using the V brush to vacuum it up, and we'll see how this vacuum performs. So it seemed to do pretty good. Got all the dirt right up here. Let's do a shake test. Doesn't seem any of it still in there. So we got all the dirt. I'm pretty happy with this outcome. So now I'm going to show the INSE S9 using the two handheld attachments. I have a line of rice and a line of dog hair, which again my dog graciously donated to us. So this one has the little brushes on it, which I'm not going to be using because I think they'll just get in the way, so I'll retract that. We'll use auto mode again and then see how it goes. So that went pretty good. It was able to pick it all up pretty nicely. Oh, funny enough, there's a couple of pieces of rice stuck in the thing right there. Kind of funny, but I guess that's something to watch out for. Alright, next up is the longer attachment that is just straight. So again, auto mode, and let's go. So again, it was able to easily pick up everything. The auto mode adjusted pretty nicely, but it did get a couple pieces of rice stuck in there, which is pretty funny as well. So in all, both of these attachments work pretty good. The brush part of that one would probably be good for dust and whatnot. So pretty happy. So I just wanted to go a little bit more in depth about the vacuum, the main body itself, show you guys how to remove everything, get the filter out, and then potentially change the filter, and some of my most favorite features about this vacuum in the core body itself. So first, I'm going to take the battery out. There's a little button right here. All you have to do is press it, and then there's a thing right here that says lock, unlock. You press it and move it in the direction of unlock. That gets the main canister off. And actually, one of the very cool parts about this vacuum is that the main canister is a primary cyclone. And cyclones, similar to the Dyson cyclone, so Dyson uses these. And it's actually very neat because it's a very efficient way of filtering out large and small particles depending on the cyclone size. So upon entering the main part, it goes inside here, and then what it does is it circles around it, right, until it gets to the bottom. So that forms, it circles around this main body, gets stuck on the bottom here, and then any small part that's too small to get stuck on the bottom goes through this mesh part, which I'm going to show you guys next. So in here, let's take off the primary cyclone, and then it gets into this part. And the way that you take this off to get to the filter is you turn it, right, and then the main body, that's it for the main body. The motor is right here, so it's protected by this filter, the HEPA filter here. So the HEPA filter is not only to protect your lungs and stuff from the vacuum particles getting out, but it's very important to protect that motor from the bearings going out and everything. So this one is a bit dirty, but I'm still going to use it for now probably. There's a little pull tab that takes off right here. And then what actually is going on inside this little thing is that there are 6, you see the 6 holes right here, they're actually 6 mini cyclones. So if I take this apart, just to show you guys, if I take it out right here, you can see, albeit a little dirty, but there are 6 little cone-shaped things in here. And what those are is the 6 mini cyclones that filter out the dust. And once the dust goes out of the cyclone, it goes into the bottom of this. And then if we follow that back up, where it goes is into the bottom of the main canister, which is right here. And there is a little seal on the bottom here. So it keeps the small particles separate from the big particles. So it is a dual filtration system using 2 cyclones, 1 primary, 6 secondary cyclones. This was one of the main reasons I chose this vacuum, because it's highly efficient in the design. So if you guys ever need to replace the vacuum filter, all you need to do is take out from here, put on the new one, and then take this guy, take the main vacuum, snap him back in there like that. You just turn and twist till it locks, and then all you have to do is put that guy back in here and then lock it down. That's it. So it's actually pretty easy to change out this filter. In my opinion, it's a highly efficient design compared to the other INSE or UMLO in this case. I'm not sure exactly the company differences, but it seems that they're sold as both INSE and UMLO S9 vacuum. So in my opinion, this is one of the better of the designs for the price, and personally, it's one of the big reasons that I chose this one. In addition, this is advertised as 28 kPa, which is one of the higher vacuums for the price. So I got this eBay refurbished for, I believe it was around $50, and new, I believe online, you can buy it for $140. So eBay refurbished is definitely good value. I recommend checking it out if you don't need a new product. Hey guys, so time for the conclusion. So I've had this vacuum for about 2 weeks now, and I'm pretty happy with it overall despite the issues that have come around. So originally they had forgotten the charger in the box, and then I found out that the main body wasn't working, but the customer service was great because they messaged me right back and they sent me the packages. It came just within a few days, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. I'm really happy with the vacuum design because I think it's highly efficient in the sense that it has 2 stages of cyclone, the first primary cyclone and then 6 secondary cyclones, and then the HEPA filter. So I think that's pretty good and nice design quality compared to the other vacuums of this price range. And I'll say throughout the video when I was using it, I started the battery at about 100%, and by the end of the video, as you saw all of the vacuuming that happened, I only ended up at 60%. So in addition to the edits and cuts that I made, I'd say that the battery lasts pretty long. And speaking of battery, I tested it on my carpet and the battery lasted for around 14 minutes and 45 seconds and it ended up at 60%. So that's a projected 24 minutes of full battery. So I'd say the battery is about 20 to 25 minutes on carpet, and this is about medium height carpet. So it's recommended for small, which is short, and medium carpet. And I'd say that hard floor would be probably around 30 to 35 minutes. And then I'd say that you just using the handheld part would be up to 40 to 50 minutes probably, since it doesn't have to power the brush head. So like I said before, the customer service was great. They got right back to me, and if you have any issues with the vacuum, I'm sure that they'll help you out and then get you the package right away that you need. I didn't have to pay an extra dollar or anything for any of these packages, and I really appreciate their help. I'd say that this vacuum is a great vacuum for apartments or small houses or just some various small messes that you have to clean up. I'd probably still recommend a corded higher power vacuum that you can use on tall or shaggy carpets, because this is more meant for smaller, shorter carpets. And I'll say for the eBay listing that I bought it from, it was covered by a protection plan, so I think that's great, and the listing itself was quote-unquote eBay Refurbished certified. So I think that they're doing a great job here with the quality control, even though a couple things slipped past, like the charger was missing, whatnot, but they were willing to make up for that. Now when it comes to the cons, I'd say one of the cons is that the brush head, it does a great job going forward, but on the back stroke, it sometimes brings some of the dirt along with it, which kind of sucks, but kind of what I expected, to be honest, because it's not going to pick up 100% of everything, but it does do a good job. I'd say one thing that I would want to see in future vacuums is that the actual capacity of the bin is only 0.8 liter capacity, but other vacuums, that some of them that are even cheaper than this, have 1.2 liter capacity, so it'd be great to see a larger bin on this one because it does fill quite quickly. Also, one of the cons I had was that the battery is only measured in 10% increments on the display, and now that I think of it, it might be actually a good thing, because then you don't fixate over, oh, my percentage is going down by 1% every 30 seconds, you know. So it's kind of a pro and a con. It's not super high definition numbers, but it does do a good general reading. And then the last con that I'll say is that the warehouse could do a little bit better of a job doing some quality control on these things. They did miss the charger, and then the main vacuum itself wasn't working after I tested it out, but they were willing to make up for it, so they did send me the new packages, so that's great. So I think in all, it did take a little bit of more time to get all the packages together and get it working correctly, but I think they're on the right track to make up for everything. So that's all for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, because I'm going to be doing more review videos soon for various items like vacuums, microscopes, etc. And I also post DIY videos, some projects that you can do yourself. Thank you and have a good day.